Hey guys, so welcome to my bedroom. And I've brought you here on this special occasion because I wanted to talk to you about my bedtime routine and how this actually makes me enjoy my business more, running my business. And before I get into the actual bedtime routine itself, it's only going to be a short video, this video. But before I actually get into the bedtime routine itself, I want to talk to you about the curse of overachieving. So at the moment, I am working with quite a few clients who I would consider, and anyone else around them would consider, as overachievers. We would look at them and see what they've achieved in their life and say, wow, these guys really are overachievers. However, they wouldn't say that about themselves, and they wouldn't say that because they've never really taken a moment to look back at what they've actually achieved and appreciate what they've actually achieved and celebrate what they've actually achieved. Their focus is solely forward facing, and I've got to admit I'm totally responsible for this. I'm always looking at what the next thing is, where the next business is coming from, where the next big project I can get involved in, the next big charitable link, the next client or whatever, and I rarely take a moment to sit back and think about what I've actually achieved and really celebrate that. That was until I had a conversation a while ago with one of my coaches who really brought this to my attention, and since then, I have been building into my routine what is known as a savouring exercise, and I do this at bedtime, and it's made so much difference to my business, and just meant that I really enjoy each week as it goes by, rather than just constantly focusing on the next thing. So I think what tends to happen, what I'm noticing with a lot of my clients, is what they do is they plan and then they achieve, and they plan and then they achieve, and they plan and then they achieve. So they're just constantly going in this vertical loop that's just always looking forward about where the next success, where the next achievement is coming from. However, if you look at a lot of business owners who have been in business for a long time, they will do things slightly different, and they will do plan, achieve, appreciate, plan, achieve, appreciate. And the reason why the appreciation of their successes is so important is because it brings enjoyment, it brings nourishment, it refuels us before we go back into the planning stage. Go back to the drawing board again. However, this is so rare in particularly entrepreneurs and business owners, and I think part of that reason is because they haven't got the luxury of a team around them. So I know that when I was managing a team, I would, at the end of a big project, I would always kind of throw some kind of little party for the team so that we could appreciate and celebrate all of the effort that they have put into making the project happen. And I would do that for them, but of course, as part of us going through the whole ceremonial process of doing that event, I would also have a moment to really take stock at what we've achieved and enjoy it. Whereas working on my own, I convinced myself that I didn't necessarily need that, and I got into that loop of plan, achieve, plan, achieve, plan, achieve, and never really took a moment to appreciate what it was I'd achieved. So when I was talking to my coach about this, he suggested that I do what's called a savouring exercise, and I've been doing this for quite a while now, and I cannot commend to you enough how helpful it has been. It's just meant that I enjoy my business so much more, I enjoy running it so much more. It means that I feel much more refueled before I go into the next project or the next client or whatever. So I've been mentioning it to a few of my clients lately, and they too have seen huge successes in just their general level of happiness and well-being whilst running the business. So I thought, as I'm seeing so much success with my clients with this, I also wanted to share it with you too. So all I do is about 2 or 3 nights a week. Some people do it every night. I personally don't. There's no way of saying that. I don't do it every night. I do it maybe 2-3 times a week, sometimes only even once a week. It doesn't need to be regimented, whatever works for you. And I don't make it super convoluted. I don't turn it into a big kind of ceremonial mindfulness practice. All I do is 2 or 3 nights a week for about 15 minutes before I go to bed. I just lay back. I make sure my phone's on airplane mode so that I'm not getting any buzzes or Facebook notifications or Twitter notifications through. I light one of my favourite candles, but to be honest with you, I've always got candles lit, so that's not really too much different to the norm. And I just really take a moment, just think, what's happened this week? And as I'm thinking through what's happened this week, I will just gently pluck out maybe 2 or 3 moments that I would consider an achievement. And it might be something as big as landing a huge big consultancy contract, or landing 5 new clients this week, or something like that. But it may also be something really little, like, Hayley, don't send an email out to your list at 2 o'clock in the morning, because the open rate isn't as much as sending it out at whatever time. A learning there, great. So it might be something as little as that, as a little learning that you learn. Or it might be a real big achievement, such as completing a project. Or, for example, one of the things that I did this week is I'd been working with a client, and after 2 phone calls, she managed to land a huge big contract, which she put down to a lot of the conversations we've been having in our coaching calls. So I just felt, I felt really pleased for her, super pleased for her that she'd managed to achieve that. But also just gave myself a little tap on the back as well about how I'm adding value to the world. And actually that's part of the reason why I do this. I love to see women flourishing and women thriving and women's dreams coming true. And whenever I see a woman's dream happen, something that's been inside of them for so long that they've been wanting to get out but not quite known how to get out, as soon as I see that come out, that's like a victory for me. I really enjoy seeing that. That's one of the things I love working with my clients most, when I see their dreams becoming a reality. That gives me a real sense of I'm bringing value here. So that's quite often one of the things that I will pluck out of my week. And then once I've got 2 or 3 of these moments, I will sit back and just think about what was my contribution to that happening. So it may be the way I led the coaching call, or it may be it depends, you've got to put it into your own context, but it may just be the way you worded things, or the way you just gently pressed something, or the way that you actually quite boldly held up a mirror to that person and told them what you were seeing, and they really appreciated being told that because they'd never quite noticed it, or something like that. And what I do is I celebrate the effort that I put into achieving it, and I feel the achievement. I kind of sit back and I take a moment to feel the achievement. And when I say feel the achievement, I mean feel it in my body. I really kind of clock my emotions in my body and allow them to build, and really kind of celebrate that achievement and feel it in my body. And in doing so, it means that the following day when I wake up, I just have much more energy, much more fulfillment, much more clarity on the direction that I want to go. And my clients have also said the same thing. And it just means that running this business all of a sudden feels so much more enjoyable and so much more fulfilling. So that's called a savouring exercise. So the steps are really taking a moment in quiet to sit back and think about 2 or 3 things that you have achieved that week. So just pick out 2 or 3 things that you have achieved that week. Secondly, to think about what you contributed to those things happening. So, what was your contribution to those achievements? And then the third thing is sitting back and feeling it, really feeling those emotions, feeling the achievement, and appreciating it. So that's the process. It's 3 little things, and if you do it just 2 or 3 times in a week, just savor those moments, live in the present for a very short space of time, and then just use that to fuel you to go back into the visionary stage for the next project or the next client or the next whatever you have on your plate. So there we go, that's all I've got for you today, just a quick little clip. And why don't you comment, if you're watching this on YouTube, do subscribe to the channel, but head over to hellorevolutionary.com and comment below this video and let us know what are some of the things that you've achieved this week that you want to be thankful for. So great, check in next week again, guys. Thanks, bye.